Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the third installment on my reviews, and we're reviewing the 2021 Maserati Levante, otherwise known as the current generation Maserati Levante. This car has been around for quite a while. In this video I'm going to show you the quirks and features on it, talk about the engine, give some quick get on the inside of it, show what's interesting about, what the interesting features on it, what's unique about it, and just in general what options you can get on it, as well as the cool factors in it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's open the hood. Let's talk about the engine. In this Maserati Levante Gransport SQ4, it has the 3-liter V6 from a Ferrari, outputting about 430 horsepower. That can accelerate this beast from 0 to 60 in just 4 seconds. Now, you can get a more powerful engine in this car, which is a V8. However, that is actually really expensive, and I would rather suggest getting a V6 because it's already loud enough, it's already very fast. So, that's my recommendation for the V6. Let's talk about headlights while we're up here. This Maserati has LED headlights, and also has LED fog lights. These are really bright headlights from my experience. And while we're also at the headlights, let's talk about the design of them. From my perspective, they look very sleek, and they give the car a really good contrast with the body lines. There's also Maserati written in here, across here right above the reflector in the headlight. Pretty neat feature. You've also got the big loud Maserati symbol on the front, as well as up here. We even got a front splitter, which is pretty neat. Radiators in here, and there's more vents down here. And then here's a vent. No, that's fake vents. I don't know why, but a lot of car manufacturers like putting fake vents on their car, so that's just like thick plastic. But other than that, I would give this car a really good rating if I were to rate it for the front end design. Now let's talk about rims. This specific version of the Levante has 20-inch rims. They're blacked out, really nice spokes. It has the Maserati logo in the middle. They're blue instead of like silver like on the front. It also has racing brakes, so these are red caliper brakes, as well as big and chunky brake discs and brake pads in the very back. It also has a sport suspension, and it also has a sort of driving mode called ice mode. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's a really cool, neat feature that puts the car in a very sporty setting. Let's talk about windows and doors just in general. This Levante and on other Maserati models such as the Quattroporte, it has double paned windows. Basically, there's 2 panes of glass, and it's sandwiched together, and it's like soundproofed. So the engine's really loud, but it's harder to hear it inside, even though it growls really loud on the inside. While we're on the doors, let's also talk about the design of it. It has very nice body lines. It also has defrosting mirrors. They're also folding. Right now they're folded since the car isn't on. It has silver door handles. I'm pretty sure these are the same door handles on some other Maserati models. And it also has indicators on the mirror. They kind of match the design in a way that they match the design of the headlights. I feel like that's really unique. It also has chrome trim going all the way down. It also cuts off here, and it's really nice. Other than that, this is like, I give this door probably like a 9 out of 10 for build quality. I'd say this door handle could have a little more resistance and a better pull on it. Otherwise, it's a really nice door. On the Maserati Levante, it has automatic locking doors. How do you do it? All you simply need to do is have your key in your hand or in your pocket, and you put your other hand on the door handle, and then it unlocks the door, and then you can pull it. This is the same feature on some other cars from the same era. To lock it, you put it back, the door, let the window roll up, and then you just touch the door handle, and then it locks. And then You can't get into it unless you have the key in it in your pocket, or unless you click the button on the key. While we're here, let's talk about the inside of the car. A couple things I like in this interior are the amount of capacity it can hold. For example, in here there are cup holders, and there's also a cigarette lighter here, so you can plug in your phone or whatever. There's also another compartment here. You push down, and then in here there's like a tray where there's a USB port, there's an SD drive, so you can look at things on the infotainment screen, and there's also a headphone jack. Why is there a headphone jack? I honestly don't know. Other features that are neat, like I was gonna talk about, the ice mode. It's like a Sport Plus that you'd find in like a Mercedes-Benz AMG. What it does is it stiffens up the suspension like any other Sport Plus mode, but it opens up the exhaust. Normally, it has like a particulate filter. Even though it still has a particulate filter, in front of it there's like a secondary muffler. It opens that up, and then it lets more noise come out the back. It also makes the steering a lot more responsive, so when you're going into corners at fast speeds, you can turn quicker. A couple other things I like about this interior are the paddle shifters. These are aluminum, I believe. They feel really nice on your fingers. Is there in other sports cars like the G-Wagon I reviewed a month ago. What I really like about this interior is also the way that the center console is put together. The gear selector, I really like how they put the gear selector next to all the driving modes. I'm actually surprised that there's an off-road mode on this Levante. There's also the parking brake, literally like right at the touch of your finger, and it's electronic. And there's also the sort of like there's an infotainment navigator right here. It's kind of like the dial I was showing in the Mercedes I reviewed once again like a month ago. It's really simple to use. It feels really nice on your fingers. There's also a back button, a menu button, and even the hazard light button is within reach of your fingers. There's also a really big center console here. You could probably fit some sort of like pack of like sodas in here. It's not cooled. It is pretty big, and it's you can store a lot of things in here. There's also a pretty big center glove box, excuse me. In here you're gonna store your registrations, your owner's manuals, anything that you need like whenever like you're in a situation. And there's also some other side compartments, like down here you can store some like files down here. There's also a Harman Kardon sound system, which is really nice. What else? It has, I like how these door handles on the inside, they match with the aluminum going on along this trim piece. I also like the piano black finish. It looks really nice. Even though it's like only on like specific parts like the doors and like the center console, it looks really nice. Other than that, I feel like this center console, it was this interior, especially the center console, it was put together really well by Maserati. There's also memory seat functions on that door, not this door, but it helps you like if you have like, it's a 3-person memory where you can put it back to a certain spot. If you have if someone else is driving the car, then they can put it to their settings. In the back of the Maserati Levante, I'd say it's a very good seating arrangement. After all, these seats, they're not put back all the way. They're in like the average seating position, and I have a lot of leg room. An adult back here, 6'2", I think they'd be fine. Like they wouldn't be touching the headliner. I think that back here it would be really easy to fit like three adults abreast these seats. Another thing I would like to point out is that this is like, it doesn't have like any like rear seat infotainment system. It's just meant to be like a calm ride. And then there's also your AC controls, like basic AC controls. The seats aren't electronic here, and you can't even move it forward or backwards. It's just to fold the seats. I'll show that in a little bit. But Other things I'd like to point out are the speakers. They carry them on from the front to the back. The door handles, once again, the piano black trim, the window switches, as well as some other nifty bits. One thing I'd like to mention is the aircon. Basically, what I like about it is that these are like I'm looking at the front set right now, and I'm noticing that like they match the shape of the front too. Like this right one, it matches the top of the left one, and vice versa for the left one and the right one. And left one back here and right one up there. There's also the cigarette lighter over here where you can plug in your iPhone or tablet or whatever you need to charge. There's also USB ports here if you just don't have enough space in here. There's also other basic features like airplane style pockets where you can put like files once again. Same on this seat as well. And other than that, I feel like this is also a really good place to sit in this Levante. I'd like to also point out that these seats are really easily foldable. There's a simple lever here, you just pull it and it folds just like that. And this is a flat cargo area, so you can put something that needs to be straight across this. It's really neat. You can put something really long, like a big box, and it's also going to stay secure because there's like tether mounts here as well. These are normally meant for baby seats. They're Isofix mounting points. They're really useful for other things as well. To put the seat back up, you just simply pull this lever up again, and then you push the seat back, and then it goes up. And then another thing I want to point out are these cup holders in here. You can put like drinks in here. Probably like a Starbucks cup or coffee cup would be here. And then one other thing I like to point out is this trunk access right here. You simply just pull this down, and then you can go in here, and then you can throw like some like packaging back here if you like got something from the trunk. It's a very neat feature. This is also another feature on other cars like the G-Wagon I reviewed a month ago. Couple things I want to talk about in the back. Number one are these exhaust tips. Not like other cars. These aren't fake exhaust tips. These are quad tips. 2 exhausts on one side, and then 2 on the other side. I also want to point out how these brake lights match with the rest of the body lines. This chrome trim, it goes across the whole rear end, and then it carries on that same line through the headlights. It comes down here, and then it goes with this body line going down, and then it stops there. I also, once again, would like to say that these tail lights, they're really sleek. They fit the car very well, and they also look really, really nice. One thing I want to point out is the backup camera. Even though it's not in the most centered position, because it's like right off to the side, over here they had to fit in a trunk lid opener. So that when the car is unlocked, you can unlock it from here instead of having to do it from a key. But nonetheless, the parking camera, it has lines from it's lined with the tires, so that it's easier to know where your wheels are. Now, while we're back here, let's go to the trunk. In the trunk, there is quite a lot of space. This is the cargo cover. Basically, when you gotta kind of be careful with this, because when you're putting in like a lot of stuff, you gotta be mindful that when the trunk closes, this is gonna be closing too. But you can take this down with these 2 little like rope things. They come down, and then you can just leave it like that. Honestly, I'd prefer putting them back up so that they are like this. It doesn't take that much of a hassle. Really, I think it's worth it, because then it's easier to get things in and out of the trunk. Yeah, it's not really big of a hassle. One thing I'd like to point out are these hooks. You can probably hook like bags on them. They're really neat feature. There's one right here, one right here, and one right here. And then there's like tether points for like ropes. You need to put something down, but you don't want it sliding around. Then there are these hooks, one here and one right there. Same on this side. There's also straps These are really cool straps that you can fold in like probably like a first aid kit or like some like smaller accessory. What else? There's also a 12-volt socket here, kind of like the cigarette lighter in the front. It's pretty neat if you know, you're just like sitting in the back here and like you're just like sitting down like this, and you need like to charge your phone or something. So I feel like these are really neat features. There's also these lights here, and then these are all the vents to let out the resistance point of the air pressure when you close the doors, because then otherwise something's gonna break because there's gonna be too much air pressure. So this is how the air pressure is relieved. That's it for the back of the car. Besides actually this under tray here where you can store a lot of things. Other than that, I feel like this is also really good trunk storage. Overall, I give this car a 9 out of 10 for fun factor, an 8 out of 10 for build quality. I'd say there's some things that could be a bit better from Maserati. In terms of comfort, I give it a 9. Ease of access, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's really easy to open the doors, and it's also a keyless go system. But once again, like these door handles, I'd say I'm actually gonna bump ease of access down to 9 because these door handles, once again, they tend to unoil and then it's kind of hard to open them. In terms of power, the engine delivers really nice power. It has nice responsive handling, and the response from the gearbox is really nice. Gearing ratios, from what I experienced in rides in the back, it feels really great. In terms of overall greatness, I give this car an 8.5. Here and there are things that are not like at the highest that it could be. That's my rating for this car. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already done, please consider subscribing. Please like the video and please share it. It would mean a ton to me. Without further ado, let's end this video.